Okay, so one of the keys for having a bubble-free apple when you're making candy apples is to take your apple, get you a pot of boiling water, and I eyeball my vinegar. I don't measure it. I just eyeball my vinegar, and I put it in. I put my apple in. You want to let that apple roll around for about 6 seconds or so, making sure you get a good coating all over it. You don't want to boil it, so 6 seconds to 10 seconds is about enough. You take it out and ice bath. I let my apples stay in the ice bath for about 45 minutes or so. Now take them out, clean them up really good, dry them off, and sit them out for minimum. Mine sit out for a minimum of 3 days. And I insert my sticks the morning of, and I clean around, dry really good, and I dip my apples about 30 minutes later just to ensure that it dries around the stick. This is your number one way of getting a bubble-free candy apple. All right, so it's been 24 hours since I dipped my apples in the hot water in the ice bath. So this is what the apples will look like. They are going to be brown. They are going to be ugly. That is okay. That is normal. That is how they are supposed to look. Compared to an apple that we did not strip the wax from. So this is unstripped. This is stripped. You will also have apples that have white blotches on them. It's because we took the wax off. That will come off. It comes off. If you don't take it off, it is perfectly okay. You can dip this apple as is. It's okay. But this is why I run a wet paper towel across my apples. That is sap, that is not water. So this is, if you dip your apples too soon, this is why you have bubblicious apples, because of the sap. See? That is not water, that is sap. Now, today I will flip my apples. No rhyme or reason. It's not proven to do anything. I'm just OCD. So I will flip my apples upside down for 24 hours. I will clean the sap off all of them, and I will let them sit for another 24 hours. 48 hours. Here are my apples. This apple, I probably would not dip. Even though I did boil the wax off, and you can see where it's turning, it's still too green for me compared to my other ones. So I would not dip this one. I might dip this one just for kicks and giggles if I have some candy mixture left over, but I would not give that to anybody. The white spots I was telling you about again, they do come off if you rub it. A little paper towel. I would suggest a dry paper towel, but it do come off. Perfectly normal. So you want your apples to look like this. Not that. Definitely not that. Good, bad, high possibility of bubblicious. Okay, here we are, 72 hours later. Apples are brown to perfection, and as you can see, you don't see a fingerprint. It is not soft. They are not soft. They are still very firm. This one, again, I'm gonna dip, but I'm not gonna give it to anybody because that color is still just not brown enough for me. So if your apples do not look like this, they probably would not dip well. So you want them to look like that. And again, this is perfectly okay. It does nothing at all. It's not bad. It is just from stripping the wax. I personally do not take time to scrub all this off. It doesn't take a long time to scrub it off, but it's really from the vinegar and just getting the wax off. Now, tomorrow morning, I will get another wet paper towel and I will go over these again just to get the sap off of them. As you can't see it, but I can feel it. I will get the sap off. I will run back across it with a dry. Then I will insert my sticks. So I typically insert my sticks upside down because I don't like having that gap on my apples. So I will insert my sticks. I will clean around the stick, dry it up really well, wait about 30 minutes, and then I will make my mixture and dip my apples. I do it first thing in the morning when my house is the coldest, because you do not want to dip in a hot house. You will have a sticky, gooey mess. So the colder the house, the better. Again, if your apple is not brown, it's probably not gonna dip right. This is a no, that is a yes. So here we are, D-Day. It is Saturday morning and my order is to be delivered about 1 o'clock. So right now it is 9 o'clock in the morning. I told you I dipped my apples the day of just because I don't like sticky apples. So, but here we are. I got my sticks in. I got my straws on, and this apple that I said I was gonna dip for just kicks and giggles, here he is. So he has a brown straw, so we can remember which one he was. So we're gonna just dip him. So yeah, but it was an apple I wanted to show you. So this is an example of, make sure you get all the wax off your apple. Look in here. You see that? Did not get all of that wax off. That would have probably caused me a bubble, which is on the bottom because I did mine upside down anyway. But just saying, make sure you pay attention, get all your wax off. So like that. All right, be back. Well, what do we have here? The one that I told you I was iffy about dipping, Bubblicious. This is why it is important to clean all the wax off your apples. This one is the one that had the green at the top. Can you see that green down in there? Kind of hard to tell with that, but that is the one with the green at the top. This one, I accidentally hit the side of the pan, so this is why we have a Bubblicious there. But other than that, he was flawless. And here we go. So this is actually supposed to be red, but this is red as it's gonna get. Well, you see that shine, that reflection? Yep. Bubblicious. It'll make a good Halloween apple though. So if you want to do Halloween candy apples and you want them to look like a witch, there you go. Don't wash the wax off.
How you like that?